Okay, good morning everybody. Welcome to the channel. Wycliffe Barrett here. Um, you're probably wondering why I'm showing a live feed of Lanzarote. The reason why I'm showing you a live feed of Lanzarote is because today we're going to be looking at Orbx's new scenery for the Canary Islands. I'm saying this is a live feed, but the C doesn't appear. Ah, yeah, there we are. It is a live feed. For a moment, the waves weren't moving, but they're now moving. So, yeah, this is a live feed of Lanzarote, and as I say, the reason why I'm here is because we're going to have a look at Orbx's new scenery for the Canary Islands. If you've never been to the Canary Islands, um, a really popular destination before all of the present world situation. Very popular destination, the Canary Islands. I've been to Lanzarote, Gran Canaria, and Fuerteventura, which are three of the islands. The Canaries is a group of islands off the northwest coast of Africa, but they do belong to Spain. So in essence, you go into Spain when you go to the Canary Islands. Weather all year round is absolutely lovely. And as you can see here from this live feed from Lanzarote Airport or Lanzarote webcam, you can see the weather is absolutely lovely, and it's January. And I can tell you, it's a very cold January day here in Cardiff, Wales, in the UK. But Lanzarote, I'm not quite sure what the temperature will be there, but generally it's around about in the 70s Fahrenheit. We've been My wife and I have been to the Canary Islands in the winter time. We've been in October. I think we've been in February, and the weather is always really nice. What the Canary Islands are very famous for is high winds. So some of the landings into the airports can be a little bit tricky. The island that has the most wind, I think, is Fuerteventura, and that is very famous for kite surfing, windsurfing, and they even have a big parasail competition there every year, an annual event every year. Obviously, I don't think it took place in 2019. Will it take 2020? Sorry, it took place in 2019. Will it take place in 2021? I'm not sure. Did it happen last year in 2020? I don't think so. But anyway, so that's what it looks like in the real world. Let's see, what does it look like in X-Plane? Well, that is about as close as I can get it in terms of similar imagery. Just let's go back. Yeah, I mean the camera angle's maybe a little bit low, so maybe I should get that a little bit higher. Yeah, I think that would be about right, wouldn't it? So, unfortunately, um, there is a airport for um, Lanzarote, and I was trying to find it. Apparently it's on xplane.org, but it seems all the links for it are broken. So this is just an airport that somebody did very quickly. It's not very good, but we're not here to look at the airport scenery. We're here to look at this incredible um, Orbx photo scenery that they've done. Now, the Canary Islands, they're almost like in a circle, and they are part of a super mega volcano that happened an awful long time ago. Now, the islands are supposed to be the rim of the crater of the volcano, and as you can see, there's some islands off there in the distance. I'm going to change to high summer because then we get better coloration. So let me just change this to let's see. We'll go to the middle of the year, and it should look a lot different. Not an awful lot, because of course these islands, much of them are volcanic. Not a lot of green, but amazing detail. I mean, look at this. Orbx once again really showing you how to do photo scenery, and they've done an absolutely stunning job of this. Absolutely amazing. Now, this is only one of the islands. I'm going to go and have a look at another one in a moment. This is Lanzarote. Yeah, Lanzarote, and you can see you've got like hotel complexes down there, because it is a holiday resort, and down on the beach there you can see some sunbeds, etc. So it is a holiday destination. As you can see, they've got some ships out, some container ships out in the offshore, and a couple of cruise ships there as well, because cruise ships do go into um, Lanzarote as well, and I think that's the main town of Lanzarote from what I remember. Uh, Fabulous place, and this scenery has really been done well once again by Tony Roblewski and his team, or his team of developers that help on producing the Orbx scenery. Absolutely fabulous stuff, and the guys at Orbx have done an outstanding job. As I say, this is just one of the islands. We will go and have a look at another one, and if you've got any comments, we'll see what they're saying. I'm just going to move this over here and close that. I'll close that, then I can see my live feed. There we are. So as the weather improves, it looks so much better. And I mean, the level of detail on this 3D work on this mesh is really, really good. As always, of course, when you're dealing with photo scenery, once you get above 2,000 feet, it really begins to, really pop. That's about the only bit of green that we've seen for a while, a football field down there. Is it a football field? Looks like it. And I think I saw one over there, yeah. So the islands are not that green, and in fact, I recall, I think it was here. No, it wasn't here. It was Fuerteventura. We went to Fuerteventura, and as you drive from the airport to your holiday destination, you're going through volcanic rocks, etc. So yeah, it doesn't look very good. Let's go and have a look at somewhere else then. So that was GCC Lanzarote. So let's go to Gran Canaria. Oops. There we go. So GCLP says it's going to put me on the helipad. It doesn't put you on the helipad. It puts you on a stand. But we'll get a stand. And as you can see, the airport at Gran Canaria has got a huge number of stands, because really incredible popular destinations for many people from Europe. A lot of people go from the UK, or did before the present situation. So lots of people from the UK would go, and Europe. So a lot of Germans, Italians, now Russians. Russians are being able to get out of Russia and go on holiday destinations around the world. And one of the things about Gran Canaria, there's a beach. I'm not quite sure where it is. To the south of the island, there's a beach. And when you go on the beach, you'll see stuck in the sand like poles, and it'll have a name on, a piece of paper or card on the top with a name on it, and you'll see these poles stuck in the sand, yeah. And basically, it's people saying, "This is my piece of sand, and this is where we're going to be sunbathing today," yeah. And funnily enough, apparently this was started by the German community, because there is quite a number of German people who live in Gran Canaria, and this idea of claiming your piece of sand was started by members of the German community who were going there as a holiday destination. And apparently, if you're seen taking one of these poles out of the sand, you can get into serious trouble. And apparently, quite some years ago, there was some British holidaymakers, young holidaymakers, we'll say, young people, and they came across these, and they pulled them all out of the sand, right? And they pulled some out of the sand and just laid them down, and what they did is they moved others around, so they moved them about into different areas. And, I don't know what happened, but I'm pretty sure it didn't go down too well. Here we are then, Gran Canaria, And as you can see, this is looking a bit better as the weather's a bit brighter. We've got a nice airport here. I can't quite remember who's. Oh no, I was going to say I can't remember. What I meant to say was that some of the airports have been done by obviously the team at Orbx. Not all of them. So that's why I had to get an airport for Lanzarote. But this one, as you can see, in Gran Canaria, is a lot more detail to it. A lot of traffic about, and you can see from the aircraft we've got Vueling, Carandon, Austrian, Ryanair there. I think, was that Jet2 Holidays, TUI? Yeah, so you know, planes from all over the place coming here. Over here, you probably have got some Spanish ones. Oh no, Iberia Express, yeah, Binter Airlines there moving out, and the Binter aircraft, they mostly do island hopping. But let's have a look at the detail here now. Absolutely brilliant. They've done a fabulous job. Let's get up here a little bit faster. Don't want to go too high, otherwise you end up in the cloud. Now, having been to Gran Canaria several times, I'm pretty sure that I could find the holiday resort that we stayed at if I spent a little bit of time having a scout around. I think it's that way. Hang on, I think it's that way around where we had our holiday. But look at this. I mean, it's absolutely superb. And I have to say that all of the islands that are in this pack have been done in this to the same level as standard. As you can see, it's quite mountainous. There's I can't remember whether it's Tenerife or Gran Canaria where you've got Mount Tidy. They call it Mount Tidy. Don't know why Tidy. Seems like a strange name to me. But it's quite high. As you can see here. I don't believe you ever get snow on them. I'm pretty sure they don't get snow on them. But look at the level of detail. Look at this. Absolutely superb. Obviously as you get closer, and I'm zooming in here, so obviously it's going to look a bit bad. But as you fly over, absolutely cracking, fabulous. And if I recall, the approach on this one is that way. So maybe we'll try a 10-mile approach. Let's see if we can do that. I'll have to choose a different aircraft because you can't do it in the tow list. So flight configuration. We'll need the 737X because it's one of the few aircraft that you can just, you know, take off with, start a new flight. So we'll do a 10-mile approach into Gran Canaria. Hopefully I won't mess it up, stuff it into the ground. For those of you who are wondering about my weather, I'm using, at the moment I'm using Ultra Weather XP, the latest version of it. And Abdullah and his two brothers, they've done an absolutely cracking job. It looks really, really good. Really good. I see we've got one person who's giving me a thumbs down, obviously one of the trolls as usual. And I can't see anybody else being about actually. It doesn't appear to be anybody else watching, but that's okay. We don't mind. It is a Sunday morning and I suspect many people are still in bed. If you're in the northern hemisphere, if you're in the southern hemisphere, you're probably going to the bed. And if you're over in America, over there in the west, you won't even, you might just be up, especially if you're on the east coast. I think you're 5 hours behind, aren't you? So probably, excuse me, some people will be waking up. Although saying that, it's only 6:15 in the morning on the east coast of the United States, so that would be pretty hard going. Oh, the next plane is not responding at the moment, but we'll hang on. You know what it's like, it kind of does things quietly in the background and then suddenly pops on. If anybody has any questions, then please ask away. I don't think we're going to get too many questions on a Sunday morning. I suppose what I could do is I could find Orbx folder, and the problem is with Orbx, what they tend to do now is they put everything on your system, but you don't. It's really hard to find the what's that I'm looking for? The manual. No, that's just a nav data. So maybe we'd be better off just going to the Orbx site and having a look at what they're telling us there. What do you reckon? I think that might be a better idea, because I can't find the manual. So let's have a look at the products. Explain Europe. Europe. Okay. Oh, and I wanted a 10-mile approach, didn't I? Change location, customize. So it's going to be 03 right, I believe, and a 10-mile approach. 10-mile approach, 03 right, confirm, start for new flight. Okay. Just looking for True Earth Balearic Islands. No, here we go. EU Canary Islands. So what do we get? We get 9 idyllic islands to explore in phenomenal detail, and I'll go along with that. Phenomenal detail, and also includes the fully handcrafted and highly detailed La Palma airports. Positive rate. So basically, they're saying that there's only really one airport that they've done. I will do this landing and then we'll go through some of the specs of this. The airport La Palma has been developed by the Orbx Havant studio. They've done that specifically. Let's get the gear down, some flaps, and sort out the braking. And we'll reduce speed now dramatically, I think. Gears down. Whoops. Just trim the aircraft a bit. So I'm using the Zebo mod, obviously. And this is the approach into Gran Canaria. Looking pretty good. Each of the Canary Islands in the archipelago has its own characteristics and charm that have been stunningly recreated, from local hotels and resorts in Santa Cruz to seaside towns and harbours across the lakes of Arrecife. It is a fabulous place as a holiday destination, and of course Orbx have done a superb job. I think they've really every scenery they've done so far, every package they've done has been absolutely excellent. You can't fault it. Just looks so good. I think I'm a little bit high here, so let's flap. Now I've flown into here in real life, and as you come in, see you've got these wind turbines just down there on the coast. There's actually more of them in real life. It's almost like a line, and the pilots follow the line of wind turbines. You know, if they were just doing visual, you can just follow the line of them onto the runway, more or less, until you're visual with the runway. But as you see, it's a nice clear day, scattered clouds. This is real world weather, by the way, from Ultra Weather XP and X-Plane 11. Just telling me I'm a little bit too high there. This is completely visual. There we go. Just approaching the runway now. You do get some, you can get some nasty winds here, especially wind shear, because the wind comes down from the mountain on the left. There we go, 400 feet. There we go, reverse this. Manual braking. I'm going to take the high speed here. Nose wheel steering engaged. And there we have it. On taxiway. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I don't believe FM car works. No, it doesn't. It doesn't work with some Orbx. Orbx. And unfortunately, neither is AVC working with Orbx airports, but that's okay. We can find our way. So just reading something else here. True Earth Canary Islands goes beyond remarkable with aerial imagery with custom Spanish themed autogen, which is true, which has been expertly made and placed accurately throughout each of the 9 islands, millions of pieces of vegetation, etc. Some of the key features then: complete coverage for all 9 Canary Islands, and I'm just going to go through them now. So you've got El Hierro, Fuerteventura, Gran Canaria, La Gomera, Lanzarote, Hino, the Hino Archipelago, La Palma, Tenerife, and La Gracioso. So yeah, all of the Spanish islands in the Canaries represented. Includes Orbx payware quality rendition of La Palma Airport, featuring stunning PBR materials and sound jetways, handcrafted and colour matched aerial imagery, bringing each island to life, accurately placed hotels, resorts, towns, and other locations. I'm going to have a look and see if I can find the beach that we stayed at. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to find it. Our friend had a timeshare there. Here we go. We've got our marshaller bringing us on. Oh, I'm straight. Here we go. Oh, to the right a little. Straight. And I'm going to give you the X. Hurry up before I crush you. And there we go. Stop. That'll do for me. Perfecto. Thank you. Let's have a look outside. Oh, and right on the line. Can't get better than that. Can't get better than that. Hang on. Trying to get back in the cockpit. There we go. I'll get back. Brakes on. Whoops. Brake. There we are. And engine shut down. So, let's have a look at the airport, because this is supposed to be the better one. And that does look really nice. There we go. Done a good job here. I will do a full review of this. Unfortunately, though, as we all know, life is just crazy at the moment, and not only is it crazy, but it's very, very busy for me at the moment, and so sometimes it's easier for me to do a live review than actually filming it. But I'm quite happy to get onto that at some point or another and just do a full review. I think full review is well worth it. If you can afford this, then the price, I'm just going to find the price for you. It's a little bit expensive, and full disclosure here, Orbx provided this copy of Canary Islands to me for review. I did notice this anomaly here when I first got it. It was, these people on these buses, they just want to get to the bar and have a drink. They don't want to go around in circles. So the cost of this is 44.95 Australian dollars, which works out at £25.48. So when you first look at it and you see 44.95, that's Australian dollars. Look at your currency at the moment. The present exchange rate, it's 34.62 US dollars, 28.66 euros, and £25.48. All of those prices, I think, are very reasonable for the amount of scenery you get. Like I say, you get 9 islands looking absolutely breathtaking. I mean, this looks just staggering, and the level of detail. I mean, let me just zoom in here. The level of detail is absolutely remarkable. So once again, hats off to Tony Robluski, done a sterling job, absolutely fabulous job in recreating the Canary Islands, looking really, really good, really, really good indeed. I am in awe of their skill. I'll be honest. I am in total awe. Okay, boys and girls, I think that's it for this morning's live stream. Just coming above the clouds here, this Ultra Weather XP, the latest version, looking very, very good, looking very nice indeed. Did a flight to Malaga yesterday from the UK, and the weather was just incredible all the way down. Anyway, there you have it. Hope you found this video useful, and if you want to have a look at Orbx, then you can do so. Fly Tim Sim. You are there. Fly Tim Sim. No problem. Thank you. Captain No Likey. His message has been retracted. I wonder why. Fly Tim Sim. Whereabouts are you in the world? I don't need to know your address. Just you. Are you in the UK? Are you in Europe somewhere? Just have a drink of squash. Somebody said to me the other day, "Oh, you're in Northern England, up?" I'm from Bolton originally. Well, I'm pretty sure you know that if you've been watching the channel before. And for anybody else who picks up this video later in the day, anybody who picks this up later in the day, if it's the first time you've come across my channel, I can't remember how many videos are on the channel now in total. Well over 400 videos of hints, tips, and reviews of X-Plane stuff. I only deal with X-Plane, although I have been requested to do a review of MSFS 2020. I refuse to call it 2020. That's a construct of social media. It's just called Microsoft Flight Simulator. I have got it. I did purchase it. And I'll say no more about that. If I do a review of it, I'm sure you'll come across it when I do. But once again, just looking at this weather at the moment, really looks nice. Hey up, lad. Aye. I got to foot of our stairs. Of course, next week, SkyMax Pro version 5 is out, and I will be getting that because I think it's only fair that I'm using this, and I'll be perfectly honest with you. This is some of the best cloud I've seen in X-Plane 11. It is some of the best cloud I've seen in X-Plane 11, and it just looks. I mean, that looks. I hope that comes across on the video because it does look brilliant. But SkyMax, they're bringing out version 5 of the package. I've been with SkyMax since version 1. So through every iteration, and I was reading the release notes for SkyMax version 5, and a lot of it kind of went over my head. And I mean a lot of it because some of the stuff they were talking about was real like science, and it just went like that over my head. But what they're talking about is so exciting. They're talking about full volumetric clouds. Now, these clouds are supposed to be volumetric, and they are a little bit, but some of the stuff that Frank Kane and John Spann are talking about in their new product, their new SkyMax, is way beyond anything, and I really can't wait to see it. If it shows like this, then it'll be awesome. And also, they've used some really clever stuff where they're getting full potential of modern graphics cards. Now, when they say modern graphics cards, I don't know what the minimum spec requirement is, and I've been pretty loath to spend a lot of money. And when I say a lot of money, you try to get I know somebody who's just bought a 3080, I think it is, or a 20. I don't know what card they've bought. They paid £650 for it. Oh, that's a hell of a chunk of change, and I'm a poor pensioner, and I would find it really hard to justify paying £650 for a graphics card. Saying that, the graphics card I've got in my machine when I bought it, which was a 1080 GTX, was 650 quid when I bought it. But I had just retired, I had my lump sum, and I invested in my machine. Now, I'm still using an NVIDIA GTX 1080, not a 1080 Ti or anything like that. It's just a GTX 1080, and I am more than happy with the results I get with it. Now, I speak to people, they say, I'm getting a new graphics card. I'm gonna spend all this money. I'm gonna get a new graphics card because I want and need 100 frames per second. You don't need 100 frames per second. Let me just move that camera a little bit. You don't need 100 frames per second. What you need is 35 frames at the very most. We all know that the human eye sees at 24, 25 frames per second, sees movement at 24, 25 frames per second. All films, all cinema movies are filmed at 24 frames a second, yeah? And to give you the illusion of movement. This was figured out a long time ago, years ago, over 100 years ago, that 24 frames per second gives you the illusion of movement. So anything more than that, the human eye cannot detect it. Now, what you might detect is, with a higher end graphics card, is you might detect less stutters, yeah. But that's all. I mean, look at this. I mean, it just looks amazing. And I'm on an old NVIDIA GTX 1080, and it's perfect. It looks great. No problems whatsoever. So anyway, that's my little rant. I always have a rant about graphics cards because I cannot understand. Somebody I know, they upgraded their processor to an i9 processor. Fabulous processor, but not for gaming. The i9 processor is for doing massive computational problems. It's fabulous if you're a video editor, brilliant if you're a video editor. And the same with the high-end graphics cards, the 3080s. In my mind, to my view, you're just wasting money. You're wasting money. And, I mean, it's still recognised that the gold standard at the moment is the 1080 Ti, GTX 1080 Ti. And that's recognised as like the gold standard. That you can't get much better. And at the moment, the way the processors are going, the latest i5 processors are suggested to be way better than the i7s. It's mind-boggling. Anyway, there's my rant. I can't keep going on about that. Let's have a look. What's going on here? I'm a nonce. He's in his house. SkyMax is superb. I use it with Active Sky XP. Can't wait for the new version. Exactly. I use FSGRW. I have got Active Sky XP. I've used it. I think it's a little bit cumbersome in so much as it's very much bloatware. FSGRW is really small. I haven't got it on at the moment, actually. I thought I had. Let's turn it on. FSGRW does exactly the same thing as Active Sky XP. I actually did a test where I ran Active Sky XP and shot some video, and then the same weather conditions, same time of day, same place. I then ran FSGRW, and the weather looked just the same with both. And I was using SkyMax, and the weather looked just the same. So I was a little bit cautious then. For me, I just think I've forgotten where I am. Gran Canaria, GCLP, I think, isn't it? GCLP. Sorry, what was I saying? Yeah, I just think that Active Sky XP it's a larger package, and there's so much in it that you don't need. Whereas with this, it does exactly the same thing, but so much simpler. And the information you need to conduct your flight is provided. As you'll see. There we are. So now this is. Let me just check. Flight configuration, customize. Let's get match real world conditions. Done. Apply changes. FSGRW. Right. So there's real world conditions. Yep. That'll do. Let's get back in the just out here. Right. So there we are. Real world. FSGRW. What have we got? We've got our METAR there. We've got the wind here depicted, whether it's raining, visibility, sky cover, etc. Temperature, pressure. That's your METAR broken down for you. And then you've got your upper air temperatures here, all along here, and that's all you need. That is all you need, really. You've got a flight planner as well, which I've never used, oddly enough. Never used it at all. And this will update as it goes past weather stations. It will update, and it's seamless. This also, by the way, works with is integrated with SkyMax Pro. The guys from FSGRW and SkyMax Pro have worked together to get the most seamless and the most realistic weather depiction that you can possibly generate within the confines of a home computer. Don't forget, you're never going to have it all. Like barometric pressure changing within clouds and rain particles, etc. Now that affects the aircraft. You're never going to have it all. But FSGRW and SkyMax Pro, they worked together, they collaborated together to get the most seamless configuration between the two to provide the best weather depiction possible. Right, that is it. I'm going to go off. I'm going to get some bacon and eggs, have a brunch. and I will speak to you all soon. You all take care. Stay safe. So what is it? I keep forgetting it. Face space. I'm gonna have to have a look at my Facebook page because I got it on there, and I really believe this. Right, I got it. Hands, face, space. Right, that's all we need. Hands, face, and space. And when you can get your injection, get it. All the, what do they call them? Vac idiots. Yeah, all the vac idiots. Forget about them. If they don't want it, fine. Me, I'm going to be there. I'll be first in line when it's my time to come. Okay? So, please, everybody, stay safe. Look after yourselves. Look after your families. You know, and as I say, hands, face, space. Take care. Cheerio.